Welcome to episode 44.
I'm back.
What is it, 8:30 and we're already up at Manchester?
Same old, same old. Back to me.
So we looked online and this is what we bought.
I'm laying on the conveyor belt just to show you how strong it is.
We could have honestly employed all three of them, but we only have capacity to take two at this point.
I feel as though there's people around here trying to nick my job.
As soon as that's sorted, we should have that in the workshop ready for us.
So this week has been the end of a bit of an era for us here at Spitfire.
Welcome to episode 44. This week in the workshop, we've got the Manchester project, we've got the Eco Hog being worked on, we've got the site banks being worked on, and we've got my pipe work going out hopefully. So there's a lot happening this week. Stay tuned.
These are the gussets that Connor has fabricated for the Manchester project. So these all just go in the corners of our legs, connecting the leg to the main underneath subframe. So there are 28 of these, I believe, in total. Sausage holes just to make it easier. Not a lot really about them. So Connor's just had a little production run of these, folding, welding, and then these are now ready to be painted.
I'm back. And I'm doing this. These are the walkways for this job. Adam will put the name there because it's here. It's always in that way. Somewhere up here. To my right, your left. Yeah, I'm just making walkways. Currently, got some lines marked out, grinding the paint off, and just putting some beams in for the the fixings for the floor plate, basically. Just somewhere to hook it on, get a decent fixing so the floor don't wobble around.
Today I am doing the walkway, or walkway B of the Manchester job. This is the one with the stairs on. This is pretty basic in the minute. All I've got is the frame welded and I'm about to put in the plates so that the walkway can sit on it. Then your stairs will come out here and off down here somewhere. That will be later fabricated once I get more done on the main part.
Here we have what I was working on before. This is now finished as a frame. This is one of the walkways for the Manchester plant project. So yeah, this is the frame's done. We tested the actual mesh in the walkway. So now all that's left for this is to assemble the handrail. You can see, solid, nice walk. This is one of 5 walkways we've got to make, so I'm going to start on my second one now. This is the second walkway I'm making. This is walkway WB. It's marked on the side there. It's also marked on the drawing so we know specifically which parts, which makes life easier for us. So yeah, I've got these on the trestles. I just need the smaller bits for the end and the bars that go across to support the walkway. A couple of bits are over there. But yeah, what I'll do to this now is grind off the ends, edge prep them, get them together, tack them together, square it up, and then I can crack on making this one. what have I done today? As a little catch up for you all. This is the second walkway that I'm doing, and currently I'm putting the kick plates on, which have the little brackets here, which get tacked onto this steel, and then they have like a little offcut, like a cut out, so this just slips in behind them. Make sure it's square, tack it all up. I'm working on this side at the moment, make sure that's alright. And then what I'll do is I'll hang it off the trestles, weld one side, lift it back up, push it off the other side of the trestles, weld that side, get it gone, get another one in. Yeah, same old, same old.
Today I'm finishing off walkway B. It's progressed a decent bit since you last saw it. I've got all of the middle beams in, all of the kick plates on. They just need to be tacked on and welded now. You can kind of see the gap over here, that where the platform and stairs will go. That'll be the next thing I'll fabricate once this is fully welded and done.
Here I am. As you can see, this is what I see. Currently just in the process of tacking the gussets on. Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? Tacking the gussets on for the kick plates. I've got a few still along the front. And then there'll be a process of just getting the kick plates on, tacking them in position, making sure they're square. And yeah, then welding it up fully. Over to Connor with the other walkway.
Back to me. So I am still on walkway B, just a different section of it. I am now doing the stairs and platform area. It's not too hard. It's a lot smaller, thankfully. At the minute, I'm just mag drilling all the holes to bolt everything together. Then I can start working on the actual frame section. Then I can go fold everything I need to for the actual stairs, which you might see in a bit.
Walkways for the handrails for the walkways for the Manchester project are underway. Dan and Colin are on these now. So we brought these in as galvanised tubing and then obviously the galvanised fittings. So it's just the quick clamp stuff. Fairly easy to install, fairly easy to transport. And then if we need to make any changes on site with additions in the future or anything like that, we can do. It's nice and easy like that. So yeah, Dan and Colin are getting on with this now, ready for next week when hopefully we'll be assembling the main bit inside the workshop. Rob is now on frame C, walkway C, sorry. So this is 8.4 meters long by, again, a meter wide. We've done, or Rob has done, walkway A, WA, WD. This is C, Connor is on B in the staircase. So the actual walkway part of walkway B is done, and he's just on the staircase at the minute. So the long joiner for where the stairs go to, he's welding up now. Make sure it's all nice and straight, and then he's going to get this actual steps in between. So these, as you can see here, these are tabbed and slotted. When Connor comes to assemble these, get it out. We've got the tabs there. They just fit into the slots here. That's a very fast way of making sure everything's square in position and it can get tacked up nicely. Myself or Connor can check it over and then it can get welded up style. Connor is currently on one of the ladders for the Manchester project. So there's two ladders that go from the first to the second story of our platform. So we've got a ladder that Connor has already fabricated, going from the ground to the first floor, and then we've got a ladder either side of the platform of the machines, going from first to second. So Connor is making the frames up now, and then he'll be making the guards that go around. So he's done walkway B, which the ladder connects to, and then these go up to from some of that. Over here, Rob is currently fabricating walkway C. So he's not got much more left, to be honest. He's got all of this side welded. He's got just the joins to do in between the kick plates. So as soon as he's done that in the morning, we'll flip this over. He can weld the other side of this, obviously. Put it to the side. One of the other lads can start doing the handrails for it. And then hopefully we'll have everything sorted for walkway D. So George is just sorting out some more bits in terms of the control panel and some fire suppression systems. So as soon as that's sorted, we should have that in the workshop ready for us.
We are now up near Manchester. What is it, 8:30, and we're already up at Manchester. We're on our way to the company that we're doing the big project for up here. George has never been to site, so George is going to come and have a look. We need to have a proper measure up on site of their existing eddy current, because we've got 3 conveyors, George?
Yes, 3 conveyors.
There's 3 conveyors that all have to link into their existing eddy current. It's not a new bit of kit that's going in, it's an existing bit of kit that they've got. So we just need to make sure that everything that we've got is going to fit on there. So we're going to have a measure up on that. We're going to show the customer some of the latest amendments to the design, because they want to change the layout of some of the bunkers that the material is going to go into. So we're going to have to just make some of the conveyors slightly longer, but we've not actually started making the conveyors yet. But as soon as we've done there today and it's decided that that's exactly what's going to happen, material is already on order for the conveyors, and we'll probably make a start getting them cut in the next few days. So we're going to head up there now, get that done, and we'll probably try and get a bit of filming done while we're there, because they're putting up the new building. So I don't know at what stage they're at with that. So we'll probably get some overall videos of the site, and you can see roughly where all this kit's going to go. So on site, big shredder over there, and all of this is going to be getting rid of the ferrous metal and a lot of the non-ferrous as well, because that yellow machine in the background is an eddy current. And then the material we're going to be processing will be dropped into a bay over the far side there. Feeder hopper, conveyor coming up to a trommel here, and then material coming into this building here. Just zoom out, see the size of the building. And then the eddy current that was going to go there is actually being used over there, so there might be a brand new eddy current coming in. Should find out on that today. Conveyor going up, and then all of our bits and bobs just there. So yeah, interesting build. So that's it for that project. Me and George have just stopped in the Tesco's. Other supermarkets are available. We're not sponsored by Tesco's. Just to grab a drink. We're going to head back now. They are looking at, as I say, they're looking at changing the eddy current, which hopefully they're going to bottom out today, and that will have an impact on how that area of the build is. Because at the minute, the eddy current that we thought we were using had got a mag drum on there, so there was going to be a conveyor belt running back to the bunker under the trommel. So if that machine's not going to have that on it, that'll be one less conveyor, but we're probably going to have to build a frame to put the new eddy current on. I don't know if it comes with a vibrating feeder either, so hopefully we can bottom all that out today. But from the eddy current onwards is now all signed off, so we just need to work out the eddy current, and then we can work out how the rest of it's going to look. Looking at the site, on the drawing that we've provided to them, everything runs in line, but what we're going to try and do is move the in-feed hopper, or the feeder hopper, and the trommel back towards the boundary wall, which means the conveyor between the trommel to the eddy current might be coming at an angle, which I do try to avoid doing, because you sometimes end up with a bit of a dead corner and blockages and that sort of thing. So we do try and run everything in line just to make it more efficient, but because the yard is a little bit tight for getting a loading shovel in there, we are going to try and push that back to the boundary wall and put the conveyor between the trommel and the eddy current at a slight angle to suit. You'll see it when it all works out. It'll be fine.
Scrapyard Pipework. A little bit noisy in the workshop again today. We've got Rob back and Connor's welding up right near me. So hopefully you can hear me. I'm currently putting the flange on. Annoyingly, I didn't get done last week, but it is what it is. I've got the 2 more flanges put on these ends. So the way we're doing that is we're putting bolts in at the lowest point of each side, using a spirit level here, so I can adjust the adjustable level there to be level with the pipe work. I can then use that to level off the bolt holes, and as long as all these 3 are the same, be golden. Scrapyard Pipework is fully fabricated. You need to give it a quick clean off, finish clean off, and then send it through to the paint room. So Jamie and his team will take this, they'll get it painted, and then Jamie's installing it as part of his monthly inspection on Thursday. So at the start of every month, Jamie goes to his scrapyard, he does a monthly inspection. So due to how many machines we've got over there, they have a inspection done by us every month. We do their current machines and the machines that we've supplied them with. So yeah, any maintenance work that he's doing, we advise them on it, and then we also carry it out if they require. This is the pipe work for the scrapyard, all painted now, so it's in the van. So I know you cannot see any paint there. That is because it's a flange that's going to be bolted onto another flange that's going to have silicone on it, so it doesn't need any paint. I'm sure there's going to be some comments telling us we do need paint, but it's going to be in a large environment. It's not going to go rusty. This will wear out before anything on that flange deteriorates in terms of the internal pipe work. So that's why we've done it as a replacement part, so the customer can keep getting new ones. Jamie will take this, he'll deliver it as part of his inspection on Thursday, so yeah.
Now we've been doing this YouTube weekly vlog for nearly 12 months now, and in the early days it was just me. Now in recent weeks we've now got Andrea with her own segment in it, Adam keeps on appearing, George appeared in last week's episode and I thought he was pretty good, and it looks as though that's a feature that's likely to stay. And we've got Archie, Rob and Connor in the workshop. So I feel as though there's people around here trying to nick my job. Andrew's saying nothing. You can't throw stuff at me. But I think it makes the channel more varied and interesting to everybody that watches. You get different perspectives from different people in the business, and I think some people are particularly good on camera, and we're going to try and enhance that and try and keep it varied and have different takes, just so you, the viewers, can see the different aspects of the business, the different departments, the different viewpoints and all that sort of stuff. So I obviously will stay on the channel for as long as I can until I get kicked off, but I think it's interesting to have a viewpoint from other people in the business.
17 conveyors, pallet conveyors for the fruit company. These are going to be getting assembled this week, so Jamie and team are going to take these into the bottom of the main workshop and start getting these assembled. So all of the rollers will go in, all the chain obviously, all the guards. So as soon as that's all sorted, you'll see some clips. So one of the guys in for this trial day is having a go at assembling it. So we've got bottom guards to go on, the rollers to go on, and then we're going to get the top guards on after we put the chains in. So yeah. So on these 17 pallet conveyors, the Jamie and the trial guys, they've got a load of the rollers assembled, and then we've got this new tool. So Jamie and one of the trial guys started assembling this, and I came over and thought there's got to be an easy way of doing this. So we looked online, and this is what we bought. It's just a motorcycle chain joiner. So it just crimps the chain up a bit tighter so that we can get the joiner in. So I'll demonstrate briefly on this over here. This here, we'll put it in the chain, obviously when it's not joined, in the chain like so, tighten it up, and then that gets it so that this joiner can be easily added in. So there's multiple ways of doing it. So when I walked past, the lads were just sort of trying to pull it together, two-man job, made it really awkward, so we decided we'll wait a while, wait until, so we've got this on Amazon, to be fair, next day delivery. Good tool, to be fair, for how much it was as well. And yeah, the lads decided to get all the rollers in, as many as they could. There's still more to go in, but as many as they could. And then we'll do all the chains afterwards with this as our efficiency part. So, great addition to the tool set.
This week has been really busy. So we've had lots of interviews. We've had 3 people on trial days in the workshop, which has gone really well. We could have honestly employed all 3 of them, but we only have capacity to take 2 at this point. So Andy and Stuart have both been successful and are both able to come and start work with us Monday next week. So we'll introduce you to them at some point. Adam will introduce you to them through the videos. So yeah, really happy about that. We also interviewed for my direct team, which is the sales team, and we've made an offer to somebody. I won't say who at this point because I need to get that confirmed back, but we had a fantastic batch of candidates and one exceptional one that we've made an offer to, and I'm very much hoping that she accepts the role. So yeah, it's been a really good week. Lots going on, lots of really good inquiries actually. I'm pairing up to get Gavin out to a customer site next week to have a look at a scope for him. Customer's going to come here first and meet us, have a bit of a draw up on the screens of what the type of thing is looking. Then Gavin's going to go down to his yard and hopefully thrash out a really good project for us in the future. So yeah, lots going on.
This may or may not look familiar to some people that are viewing. So this is our own sort of workshop made boring bar, or line boring bar I should say, different to a boring bar. Colin's machined this, so we use a bit of 40mm bar. We've turned the head down to fit the same fitting as a mag drill, so we can attach it to our new mag drill. We can magnet the mag drill on the side, and then it'll operate it. We've got the whole twisting and pushing motion all in the mag drill. We've got the tool steel that can be mounted in these holes here,
So they'll be put in there with a grub screw on there just to secure it. And then yeah, Colin has machined the end of the shaft down to fit a mag drill bit, which you can see there. So this is our line boring machine. Colin has expertly set this up for us. So we've made a few bits work. So it's pretty much all homemade. This is the new mag drill that we've got. Colin has machined a cracking shaft for us here. Cracking as in good, not it is cracking. Cracking shaft for us here with holes for tool steel to go through. We're going to get a boring bar head to go in this as well. Or boring bar so that the head can cut. So yeah, these holes are being bored out to 90mm instead of 80mm to fit pins, which we're also making ourselves. Yeah, homemade tool, one we'll keep forever, hopefully. Colin has now finished line boring for the bucket conversion. So these pins have gone from 80 to 90. So that was a pretty cool bit of kit that we made. Colin did 99% of it for that whole process. So credits to Colin for that. We've had both of these pins sorted. Just got the cutting edge, stripped down, clean off and paint really. That's left. And the customer wants it back fairly soon, so we'll get on with that whenever we can. D&J Shredder hopper. So I finally got a bit of chance to do this. I've managed to cut the top off, so we're trying to reuse as much as we can from the old one, keep costs down for Dave, just make everything a bit more efficient. The sooner it gets out of our workshop, the better. We've got another big project that we're getting in. So I've got another piece to add in there to even all of this out. I've got greedy boards cut here to fill up all the sides. So I'll get them welded up today, get possibly a lick of paint on them, ready for drive of the weekend. Might get Dan to do that maybe, but yeah, we'll get it welded up today, definitely. I've got all of the greedy boards tacked on, the extra bits, just so that it funnels the material in a bit better. I will get this welded up first thing tomorrow morning. I wanted to get it done today, but I haven't had the chance. Been doing other bits and bobs, so I'll get this fully welded up first thing tomorrow. Get some little clips of that, hopefully. I'll set up a bit of a time lapse, so yeah. So this hopper is now done, so I've welded it up, give it a little coat of red oxide, still a couple of little bits on the inside and then a couple bits on the outside as well to paint. So I've just covered over where we've fabricated stuff onto, very aware that this is all going to wear off on time, but that's not the point. It needs to reach a customer, being Dave in this situation, as we would want to receive it if we were buying it. So nice lick of paint, ready to go back on the machine.
I am on my way up to the oil recovery people up in Birmingham because they've had an issue with their deck screens. Now what's happened is the meshes have come loose, and I say come loose, sometimes these meshes stretch, and the bottom meshes on them decks, they've bedded in and stretched, and they've not been tweaked up and retensioned. And what they've done is the mesh itself has sort of sat on top of the capping rubbers and just interestingly rubbed through the wires. So talking to the customer, because when we did the training we said about keeping an eye on the mesh tension, but the situation of those meshes on there, they can't actually see how to keep the mesh tight. So what we've done is we've come up with an idea where we can actually, now we've got some new meshes been put on. I'm just on my way up there now, and we're going to work out the torque on the bolts that we can adjust with a torque wrench. So we know that they're tensioned right at the minute, so I'm going to go and measure the torque of the bolts so we can actually put a figure behind it, and then the maintenance guys on site, what they can do is they can keep an eye on the tension just by what they'll do to start with. Every day they'll go around with a torque wrench and just adjust it accordingly, and then once it settles down and they don't have to keep on adjusting it as it stretches and beds in, what they'll do is they'll end up probably checking it once a week. But normally what we suggest is that you keep an eye on the meshes and you can see if it comes loose, because it flaps. But I don't know if you can remember, on site you can't actually look up the deck to keep an eye on the mesh tension, so that's why it's not been kept an eye on. So it's not a problem with the machine, it sort of falls down to you know, the ongoing maintenance of looking after these things. But in fairness to the customer, they can't physically see it, so we've devised a better way of doing it. So I'm going to go up there now and just work out what that torque is, and then look at some other bits and bobs they want doing, and then head back. So the plan is these two bolts here, we put the torque wrench on them, and then 4 bolts, 2 at the bottom, 2 at the top. We put a torque wrench on them and see what it is to keep the mesh tight. And if you can see it on here, but you can see that's loose, that size, that needs tensioning up. And I don't know if you can make out this side here, that's loose as well. So we'll get them tensioned up and sort out the torque of what it needs to be before we leave.
As you saw on last week's episode, the lads Colin and Dan got on really well with these conveyors. So this is all straightened out. They've lowered all of them down again just to make sure they open up fine. No clashes still, everything's still perfectly straight as it needs to be. Tail rollers are fine. So they're just adjusting these now, because these were all just a bit on the wonk, really, so like I say on camera. Yeah, they were on the wonk, so they're just adjusting these and then I'm going to retrack them. It's going to need retracking on site again, but if we can get it as close as we can here, and then it's just a slight bit of adjustment on site, it means it's better.
Do about 10 turns. Yeah, should carry on moving.
So Sean, our electrician, that he comes in and does all of our electrics for all of our machines, he's sorted this out for us. So he's wired it all back up, make sure it's all safe. And then all we need to do is put a label for the eddy current motor, which just designates which one it's going to, so that the operator knows what they're turning on when they're turning it on. Another E21C ready for customers. So Sean is just finishing off his wiring up now. Control panel's been made up, it's just the final touches of getting the electrics from the control box to all of the motors, or sorry, both the motors, sorry. So I believe this one's possibly going to a customer to trial it for an E312, so they want to check the mesh size. I think I was on about it in another episode. They want to trial mesh sizes so they can confirm what they want before they order the 312 meshes that they'll be having. So yeah, another one ready, out to hit the road soon, hopefully. I'm laying on the conveyor belt just to show you how strong it is. Not that I weigh a lot, to be fair, but yeah, it's sturdy. You've seen some clips of Sean doing the electrics down in the control box, so this is all ready to go. And then this is the one that is possibly going to the customer for demo. So fingers crossed that goes out and they like it. If they do, I think they'll be buying a bigger machine. Site banks, again, we get very, very close now. Steve is smashing it. We've got I've given Catherine in the office the date of when we believe these will be ready to get filled with concrete. So the plan is we're going to get the bottoms painted beforehand, so we don't have to lift the whole weight up and then paint underneath them. So we get the bottoms painted, put them on the ground, fill them with concrete, do anything else that we need to do after that, seal it in on the top, in the roof, and then get the rest of it painted. So yeah, we've given Catherine in the office the date, so fingers crossed that concrete people can make that. If not, it should be a little bit after. But yeah, there probably won't be too many more updates until we do get the painting and concrete in.
Okay, this week's fun British engineering fact. Adam has been scouring ChatGPT for this one. I'm gonna have to read this one again because there's a lot of information in this one, and I'm gonna highlight at the beginning. This is quite a tenuous fact. This is yet another one of those American facts that we gave them some information facts. I feel, but it is what it is. Okay, so. We haven't got a year on this, but it involves how British engineering helped put a car on the moon. So space travel this week, not planes and trains, space travel. So the lunar roving vehicle, known as the LRV, famously used in the Apollo 15, 16 and 17 missions. They have 3 cracks at going on the moon and driving the car then, obviously. Had wheels designed with British engineering expertise, and that's where I say British engineering expertise. We didn't make the wheels, but British engineers got involved. These wheels needed to withstand the harsh lunar environment, including extreme temperatures, low gravity and rough terrain. The key points of these wheels. The wheels featured a mesh design made from zinc-coated piano wire, allowing them to be lightweight yet strong enough to handle the moon's rocky surface. The innovative titanium chevron treads provided grip without relying on air-filled tyres, as traditional rubber wouldn't work in the vacuum of space. British engineers from Dunlop contributed to the development of the specialised wheel design. The LRV allowed astronauts to travel much further from their landing sites, significantly increasing the range of lunar exploration. Now that's an interesting one. They obviously knew that there was no air or gravity in space. When you think of the educated guesswork in putting somebody in outer space and on the moon, there's a lot going on there. You know, you sort of get the lunar module out and something explodes because you've not thought of something. The entire thing's pointless. Yeah, that's interesting. Anyway, that's this week's fun fact. So this week has been the end of a bit of an era for us here at Spitfire. I think you've seen Paul on the camera before. Not spent a lot of time on the camera, but in the background has been Paul. Now, Paul's worked for me since 2014, I think, from memory. And we've worked together, and Paul really has seen a lot of the changes here at Spitfire over the years. He's seen it go from, I think when he first started, it was just me and him. And he's seen all the changes, all the people over the years that have worked for us come and go. He's made some great friendships off the back of Spitfire, and his dedication to the company and his loyalty to me and the company has certainly not been unnoticed. And this week he parted company with us as a business. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank Paul for his years of dedication to this company and helping us grow the company to what it is today. He's certainly left his mark on the business. He is certainly welcome here at any point. And as I say, thank you, Paul, for everything you've done. We truly appreciate your efforts and we wish you all the best for the future. So on that note, that's it for this week. As usual, leave your comments, like and subscribe if you've not already a subscriber, and we'll see you next week.
Welcome to episode 44 of Spitfire Engineering. So, first up, we'll start it again.
Thanks for
Thanks.
You leaving this on time lapse, trying to catch me out. Or sorted it out. Noticed this time.
Welcome back, Rob. How was Scotland?
Fun.
What did you do in Scotland, Rob?
Had a holiday.
Rob had a holiday in Scotland, seeing family. That was really weird.